In World War I, lethal chemicals were introduced as a weapon of war, killing over 100,000 soldiers over the course of it. And at the first Geneva Conventions, it was banned from war, never to be used again. But when there are rules, there are always people who break them. The beginning of this stems from Japan's victory against China, Russia, and Korea. During these battles, the Manchurian Incident takes place in northern China, where Unit 731 was founded. The Geneva Conventions were broken within the unit as expected, considering their war strategies such as kamikaze and banzai charges, a final stand where soldiers will fight until their timely death. Incidents such as the Marco Polo Bridge incident also occurred, a battle between China and Japan where a Japanese soldier got lost and made a commotion, leading to the Sino-Japanese War, a war that would last until the end of World War II, which is one of the reasons why they placed Unit 731 within the area. The invasion of the Philippines and Southeast Asia was one of the things the Japanese military was doing further, taking over many places. With economic distress globally, it further helped them to have this while other countries were low on funds due to World War I. Unit 731 was a covert Japanese program made to conduct inhumane biological experiments on humans to advance chemical and biological weaponry during World War II. These atrocities show the dangers of these experiments, which include frostbite testing, vivisection, and pain tolerance experiments. As such, the dangers of unregulated biomedical research raise critical questions about balancing national securities that governments must support with morals of human life. This changes today because there are several laws now on wartime experimentation, such as the Nuremberg Code, saying that human experimentation is justified if it benefits society and carries out ethical and legal concepts. Japan ruthlessly pursued victory for military dominance, establishing Unit 731 for biological warfare research, where they conducted inhumane experiments in hopes of increasing their military power. Unit 731's activities, including human experimentation, which includes chemical testing and bioweapon development, as a result, it caused numerous deaths, and they remain ethically controversial to this day due to their atrocities. Unit 731 was established in 1932 and expanded in 1936 under the leadership of Lieutenant General Shiro Ishii, a Japanese microbiologist and Army medical officer. Ishii, known for his eccentric habits and nationalism, directed the unit's biological warfare research and development due to his enticement for the project and what it would lead to. The factory, built in 1935 near Harbin, Manchuria, replaced the Zongma Fortress, a prison camp where they originally started research. Other key figures included Masashi Kitanao, a doctor that continued the experiments after the war, and Otso Yamada, a military leader overseeing operation. The unit conducted experiments and developed biological weapons with Emperor Hirohito's support and approval. These actions would lead to making a stain on history, which would function as a reminder of the atrocities committed in the pursuit of science. Shiro Ishii, a Japanese doctor, led Unit 731's cruel experiments. He was an eccentric scientist, but his backstory? He was born in 1892 and graduated from Kyoto Imperial University to become a doctor. He married to the daughter of the university's president and joined the Army Medical Corps. Due to his role when he heard of the Geneva Protocol, which prohibited the use of bacteriological and chemical weapons in war, he rationalized that they were hiding something about it, that it was so strong that it was banned, so he wanted them to start making a program which would later become Unit 731. Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan both conducted horrific human experiments on prisoners. These experiments included vivisection without anesthesia and exposure to diseases. At Unit 731, researchers subjected victims to extreme cold, then assessed various rewarming methods. Nazi doctors performed cruel experiments on concentration camp inmates, including high-altitude simulations and malaria infections. Gas chambers were usually used for both executions and experiments with chemical weapons. Pregnant women were forcibly impregnated and studied, while their infants became test subjects. Prisoners were also used as live targets for weapon testing. These inhumane experiments caused immense suffering and death, violating all ethical standards of medical research. Now, before we go on, you must know the surgeon's perspective of this, which is all explained in this interview.
Okawa Fukumatsu is one of the last living soldiers from Unit 731. Living out his days in his simple home in central Japan, he's open about the things he did as a young man stationed at Pingfan.
赤ちゃんのな入った女の人を解剖してな赤ちゃんを標本に入れるんやでお母さんも殺してなそれが一番な泣き声がこっからまだ取れへんよ、毎日毎日な3人4人にどんどん殺すんやそれで内臓を取ってな標本に入れてでも飽食のようなことをもう忘れようと思って一緒になってもうなかなか忘れられない中国にいてどうやって悪いのか何にも内容も何もせんと、ね、ソーリやオイルとかみんな作らしてそれで細菌性をしとったわけよ取れたでなそう一回菌を作るのに3人ぐらい殺しよったんやこれが731部隊の仕事やったんやテストやとはエキリセキュリティをパラチップが完成したやつを解剖するんやで心臓やとか肝臓膵臓脾臓腎臓をなみんなどんなんだっとるか解剖してそれを標本にするんや、だから一日にな生きとるの3人か4人か解剖したよプラスチックのようなと言ってるやろそれでもう何キロ入れて時間どれだけ経ったら破裂するようになっとるんやそういうの仕掛けとったでいっぱい作ったの、
Unit 731's research was used extensively in Japan's war efforts during World War II, even though it came from cruel and unethical experiments. They made biological weapons using dangerous bacteria like plague and cholera and tested them on Chinese cities, breaking international laws and causing disease outbreaks. The unit created new ways to spread these diseases, like bombs filled with infected fleas and trick devices that could poison people. They also raised millions of rats and fleas to use in their weapons. Japan used Unit 731's work to prepare for biological warfare, thinking it would give them an advantage in the war. This information came at a huge cost to human life and violated basic human rights. Unit 731 scientists traded in their cruel research to the US for immunity, sparking debates about using unethically obtained knowledge. They got caught after being discovered by the US searching through documents. They would go through an ordeal that resulted in Japanese government denying their involvement within this unit. The unit was reaching an end. This ending would be that the US would receive all their research, which includes testing the human limits and information on many chemicals, while in exchange the scientists would be excused from their war crimes, which would result in controversy. In the end, Unit 731 ended up making today with several laws now on wartime experimentation, such as the Nuremberg Code saying that human experimentation is justified if it benefits society and carries out ethical, legal concepts.